We are trying to regulate something designed by nature to reproduce infinitely. Put one seed in the ground and it bursts into a plant that creates thousands more. It is an explosive biological momentum. Guiding that biology into a stable, reliable crop takes years of human intervention. Breeding a new plant variety requires 5 to 10 years of labor and hundreds of thousands of dollars in research and development. This chart shows who actually controls those genetics globally. Just 4 massive corporations control 60% of the world's proprietary seeds, leaving independent breeders to fight over the fragmented 40% that remains. Independent breeders rely on intellectual property laws as a functional survival strategy, a way to protect their investment and reclaim space in a heavily consolidated industry. The industry's default legal tool is the utility patent. When applied to seeds, a utility patent strictly locks up the underlying genetics, granting absolute control to the holder. These patents legally prohibit farmers from saving seed from their harvest to plant the following year. They also block other researchers from using those genetics to breed new, locally adapted varieties. This creates a difficult choice for independent growers. You have to find a way to recoup high breeding costs and prevent biopiracy, while respecting the tradition of open seed sharing. We can map out 3 alternative paths: plant variety protection certificates, trademarks, and defensive publications. Each offers a different level of protection based on your specific scale. Your choice of IP tool defines the ethical framework of your farm, setting the legal terms for how you impact the future of the food system. Plant variety protection, or PVP certificates, have a strict biological requirement. Your seed variety must be highly uniform and genetically stable across generations. If it qualifies, the PVP grants you exclusive marketing and sales rights for exactly 20 years. You are the sole proprietor of that specific variety. The friction here is the price. The upfront application cost sits at over $5,000, creating a significant financial barrier for small operations. However, the PVP includes a research exemption. Unlike a utility patent, it permits other breeders to use your protected seed to invent completely new varieties. The limitation is that strict uniformity requirement. If you work with traditional landrace crops, like these beans, where the diverse colors and variations provide resilience, the PVP fails to protect your population. It is simply too diverse to qualify. A PVP is a calculated compromise. It provides a temporary financial monopoly to recover costs while intentionally preserving the long-term chain of agricultural innovation. If your focus is on brand identity rather than biological exclusivity, you look at trademarks. This tool protects your brand name and marketing identity. Trademarks allow you to mandate strict quality standards for anyone wanting to use your brand name. Coruscant wheat, sold under the Kamut label, is a prime example of using a mark to enforce specific organic processing rules. You also gain a timeline advantage. While a PVP expires after 2 decades, trademark protection can last infinitely, building ongoing brand equity. The primary vulnerability is that the physical seed biology remains unprotected. Anyone can legally grow, reproduce, and sell your exact seed genetics, provided they use a different generic name. Trademarks act as a powerful commercial shield, but they only work if your farm's primary value is built on consumer trust rather than genetic secrecy. The third path is an offensive legal tactic: defensive publications. The goal is to establish a seed's existence as prior art. To establish prior art, a steward must publish the exact genetic traits, history, and parent lines of the seed in a widely disseminated public document. This public documentation legally blocks any corporation from claiming the seed as a novel invention and securing a utility patent on it. This comes with a severe financial trade-off. You get 0 commercial exclusivity and no royalties. You are giving away proprietary breeding knowledge to the public. Yet this specific tool is the primary defense against corporate biopiracy. It protects culturally significant and ancestral crops from being privatized. Choosing a defensive publication requires a sacrifice of personal profit to guarantee the permanent defense of the public seed commons. We map these tools to specific grower profiles to show real-world trade-offs, starting with mid-sized commercial breeders and university programs. The hard truth of the PVP path is the $5,000 fee, and that competitors can build new products on your genetics. For niche organic farmers and value-added brands, Row 2 highlights the path of trademarks. The specific hard truth here is accepting that your seed biology remains totally open source and legally unprotected from generic reproduction. Commercial viability always requires yielding some level of control. You have to choose between sacrificing absolute biological exclusivity or absolute market exclusivity. Finally, we turn to heritage stewards, indigenous keepers, and open source advocates. For these groups, defensive publications provide the primary tool to block corporate biopiracy. The final hard truth is that protecting cultural heritage means intentionally forfeiting the ability to commodify that seed for exclusive financial gain. This illustrates the friction underlying the entire global seed system. Current laws force a constant choice between financial survival and open-source agricultural sharing. Seeds are living, collaborative resources, not static lines of code. They require legal tools that respect the biology's legacy as much as the breeder's livelihood. True seed sovereignty isn't about owning the genetics. It's about choosing the exact legal tool required to steward them responsibly into the future.